and collection of evidence during exhumation of bodies in Shakahola forest involves a tedious and complex exercise which requires expertise from different departments in the Directorate of Criminal Investigations. These agencies are responsible for building up a watertight case against the suspects involved in the mass murder that occurred in Shakahola. Even as the discovery of more bodies continue in Shakahola, the pressure still remains on the space available for preservation of bodies, as more than 400 bodies are still lying at the morgue. Kevin Mutai reports on the process of exhumation and the death toll that has now risen to 443 after the discovery of 7 more bodies on Tuesday.
It is more than a year since the suspension of the exhumation of bodies in Shakahola forest, and phase 5 of the exercise is underway to establish the number of those who died from the religious cult. Officers from the Directorate of Criminal Investigations, including those from the Forensic and Crime Scene Investigations, Homicide and Pathologists, have been responsible for the exhumation of bodies. Morticians, as well as detectives in charge of mapping and tracing of graves, are also part of the crew in Shakahola.
When someone dies, the investigation is very wide, from the place where that person was found, from the transportation of the body to the mortuary, to autopsy. And each and every agent usually have his or her own unique training on what to do in every stage.
These officers are responsible for collection and documentation of data, as well as carrying out investigations to facilitate the provision of evidence in relation to the massacre. The process also involves mapping of sites and collection of samples from the graves to help determine DNA and at times even the age of victims who perished in Shakahola. This is done as per the international standards, as evidence will be used in the court of law to prosecute the suspects behind the cult. Detectives also say with the evidence collected, there is a possibility of introducing more charges against the preacher Paul Mackenzie and his co-accused, who are already facing other counts including murder, manslaughter, radicalization and child torture.
We've had a government which is very, very supportive. Remember, for us to be here, it means that there's a lot of resources which have been put to it. You cannot do an operation of such an extent with no resources at all.
With more bodies being discovered, there is still a challenge burdening the process, as there are more than 390 bodies lying in the morgue awaiting release to the families. Out of the 429 bodies previously exhumed, only 32 bodies have been released to families for burial. The government urging those who lost their loved ones to come out and collect the remains of their kin in order to provide space for more bodies. 7 more bodies were exhumed on Tuesday, bringing the total Shakahola death toll to 443. GSU officers have established camps in the area with regular patrols conducted to keep off anyone from entering the forest, sitting on 4,000 acres of the vast Chakama Ranch. The discovery of more bodies in Shakahola forest continues to pile up the number of the people who perished from the deadly doctrine, begging the questions, when will this ever end? And again, will everyone be accounted for? Kevin Mutai, NTV, in Chakama, Kilifi County.